when I started to think about this conversation, and I was like, what are the things that lead us to feeling like we're in a toxic marriage, or that start to lead us to pull back from the marriage or relationship? And one of the top things I keep coming up with is that lack of communication, like lack of connection. And then there's that martyrdom that's paired with resentment, right? I'm going to do everything and then I'm going to be mad at my partner for not doing anything. When if you go back and you communicate and you connect and you build that foundation of reasonable expectations, all of those things, so much comes from communication. And if you can get past that uncomfortability and the awkwardness and the cultural issues about talking about, because it could be about intimacy, but it could just be about everyday things. Just, I mean, who does the dishes? And, a lot of times, like somebody will come home from work and be like, oh, I'm so tired. And the other person's like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm more, and it becomes this little competition without it actually being said. It's like, I did this and this and this. Well, I did this and this and this. And it's like, you're tired. I'm tired. How can we work together and get through the rest of this day? So
okay, she is very American. She is Muslim, but she's very American. People who are listening to her, it will work for you if you're very American.
But I agree. Like, it's about setting the expectations that you have. I guess I'm very American too. It's about setting the expectations, and
there's nothing
you have.
Yeah. Go ahead.
If you have different expectations, then there's no way that you're going to end up in the same place. Like, maybe your goal is the same, but the journey that you're going to get to that goal, if it's not the same, if you're not planning in the same way, if you're not respecting each other in the same way, then there's no way. Maybe you'll end up in that same destination, but you're not going to be together, not mentally and not emotionally. And the communication is the number one thing, especially when it comes to, I think money is a big one. And chores is another big one too, because like you said, the scorekeeping that we all have found ourselves, doing, like the shaitan gets in there and he's like, you've done all this and you've done all this. And he's just been out there working, and it's not as hard as what you're doing here.
Right.
And it creates this pride in ourselves. That's essentially what it is this pride that I am doing all this thing. And I like the word that you use, Seema, martyrdom, because that's exactly what it is. Instead of communicating, we rather hold it in so that we can throw it back in their face and be like, when there's a fight, I've been doing this and I've been supporting you and I've been whatever, and you haven't been doing the same for me because I've been keeping track. And that's toxic in itself.
But Seema, you said about, you just have to communicate. And I think Erin was like, okay, the thing is that most people don't know how to. So it's like, okay, it's just kind of like, oh, if you want to go to the moon, just get on a rocket. And it's like, I have no idea how to get on a rocket.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, no.
Communication skills, we lack so much. So then so the way we communicate is through passive aggressive comments, through sarcasm, because we don't know how to do it the right way.